Office Slang. Alex with you today as always, and we're doing lesson number 10. So I think congratulations are in order because you have reached half of the course. So you've made it this far, you're doing a great job. Let's continue, let's get down to it. The first expression that I have for you today is to have something in mind. To have something in mind. To have something in mind means that over a certain topic you have already developed an opinion, even though that opinion is not written in stone, is not certain. It's a very useful expression, especially if you sell something to clients. If you are in sales, this is the perfect expression because it's good to see the lay of the lands, ask your clients if they have something in mind. So you are able to detect and in some sense shortlist the needs of your client, okay? You can also use it when expressing your opinion without being too firm about it. Let's see a couple of examples. How long a stay did you have in mind? This expression clearly stems from a person, for example, that wants to rent an apartment or a hotel room or for Airbnb, something like that. You want to ask your client, how long a stay did you have in mind? As I told you, this is perfect for selling services or products to see what your client is inclined to do so that you're able to make the perfect offer to them. Another example is who do you have in mind for the job? Who do you have in mind for the job? Who do you have in mind for the job means have you considered anyone for the job? Is there any person in particular that you would like to do the job? Okay, once again, I'm testing the waters here, okay, to understand if the person I'm talking to has already developed a plan, a project, an idea. The last example I have is that arrangement differs. That arrangement differs from the one I had in mind. From the one I had in mind. That arrangement differs from the one I had in mind. This is a very, very nice example to communicate a disagreement over a plan. So when you're negotiating with someone and you want to make sure that you reject their idea in a polite way, okay, because you still want to do business with them. So you say, well, that arrangement differs from the one that I have in mind or that I had in mind. So you can now propose your idea, okay. So you can use it, as I said, to indicate what your inclination is or to test, to check, to inquire about the other person's idea over something. So very nice expression. Very delicate expression because it doesn't put you in the extremes of giving opinions. So very good for the initial part of a discussion, a negotiation, an inquiry, okay? So that's very good. Second expression, the second expression that I'll present to you today is one of the most common in English, especially in business English, when it comes about talking to turning words into action. The expression is to get around to it. To get around to it, or to get around to something. For example, your boss asks you, "Hey, Alex, were you able to finish the report I asked you?" And you say, "Well, I'm sorry, I was working on the Smith case, I was working on the Smith project, and I haven't got around to it yet." So to get around to something basically means do it, okay? This is a colloquial way to say do it. It's just a little bit more vague, it's just a little bit less specific, okay? Which is the language proper of conversations. Normally, conversations tend to be a little bit more vague, a little bit more open than written communication. That's why they differ in the way they say the same things, okay? When I put something written, okay, when I put it down in a written form, the idea is for it to be more permanent, while conversation tends to be a little bit more vague, okay? Conversation is what you do before you put things down in writing, okay? So that's why all the conversational expressions tend to be more vague, generally speaking. Some uses of this very, very common expression. Please bear in mind that I'll get around to it ASAP. Please bear in mind that I get around to it ASAP. So please keep in mind, please consider that I will do it as soon as possible. But in conversational English, I'll get around to it as soon as possible, okay? Negative, I'm sorry, I haven't got around to it yet. Or if you want to ask someone, so when will you do it? You can ask, when are you gonna get around to it? When are you gonna get around to it? When will you get around to it? Very similar. Gonna is the short form for going to. To be going to is the expression that indicates intention or near future, okay? When are you going to get around to it? So, to get around to it means do it. Simply in a more vague, more conversational way, okay? This is how native speakers talk, okay? So, if you want to elevate your level of English, this is how you want to do it. By using the same expressions that native speakers use, okay? Now, let's go to the last expression of today, which is not really an expression, it's simply a word that we use when we want to specify the topic of the conversation. So this is absolutely fundamental, because when you are in the office, you need to speak about specific things. This is what is required for you. If you are a professional, your job is to make sure that everything you say or do is related to some topic in specific. And that topic needs to be clear. So, how do you clarify the topic of your discussion for your clients? You can use this magic word regarding, which is a synonym of about, okay? For example, regarding is background, regarding, or also concerning his background. I know nothing. Regarding his background, I know nothing. Concerning his background, I know nothing. I prepared a list of similar expressions for you to use about this topic in order to vary the range of expression you use when you introduce and state the topic of the conversation, which is, as I said, absolutely fundamental in business. Always make sure they understand what you're talking about, okay? That's the first rule in communication. What are we talking about here? You can introduce the topic using concerning, regarding. So, regarding the meeting tomorrow, concerning the meeting tomorrow. Very good expression. You immediately set the focus, you immediately set the attention on something in particular. That's what you want to do. So, you can also say on the subject of, for example, on the subject of marriage, on the subject of marriage, Julie and I are on the same wavelength. Okay. On the subject of marriage, Julie and I are on the same wavelength, which is another very useful expression. To be on the same wavelength means to think alike, to think the same, to have the same opinion, okay? To be on the same page, okay? These are all similar expressions. You can also say respecting. Respecting is the same as regarding, is the same as on the subject of. Respecting the above mentioned facts. The above mentioned facts. This is very formal language, okay? As you can see, it's much more, let's say, specific. It's much more formal, literal than regarding or concerning. Respecting the above mentioned facts. We wish to make. We wish, we want to, we desire, we would like, we wish to make the following proposals. The following proposals. So, respecting the above mentioned facts, we wish to make the following proposals. Okay? So, that's very, very good English. You can also say Read your letter. Read your letter of, or read your email of 1st September. I would like to ask you some questions. This RE, you can say re or re. It's very common in emails. In fact, a lot of my students think that re stands for respond. So they see re in the object of the email and they think that it's a response to something, while it simply means on the subject of. Re stands for the introduction of the topic that you want to speak about, okay? So it's got nothing to do with response. So re stands for on the subject of, about, okay? That's what we use it for. I have a couple more. You can also say, let me erase this part. If you want to copy the examples, you can simply pause the video and go back just in case. So that's one of the perks of video lessons. You can always pause the video and copy. You can say in respect of for example, a writ was served to the company in respect of the unpaid bills. A writ was served to the company in respect of the unpaid bills. Of course, again, we're looking at very, very formal language. Which is typical of accounting or legal department in some case. A writ is an official document that tells someone to do something or not to do something. It's a legal document that you use when you want to stop someone from doing something, or that you want them to do something they were supposed to do, okay? It's a very technical word, anyway, for legal English. Okay, two more examples about, of course, regarding. You can also say, as regards. As regards. As regards the method of payment. For example, as regards, so regarding, as regards, in respect of, the method of payment. There are three you can choose from, and blah, blah, blah. The last one is with reference to, or with regard to, which is very, very common. With reference to is probably one of the most common among these expressions. I'm writing with reference to your job application. I'm writing with reference to your job application. Okay, of course, the last one is as far as is concerned. This is also concern. As far as XXX is concerned. So when you want to introduce a topic, one of the best way is with reference to or as far as the new office is concerned, or as far as holidays this year are concerned. Of course, you want to use the plural if the subject is plural. To introduce your topic, because of course, as I told you, communication needs to be absolutely clear. You need to state who does what, when, where, how. This is the range of topics, of references you want to make sure you mention in your piece of communication for it to be clear and to the point, because bad communication leads to waste of time, and waste of time leads to waste of money. We know that, okay? So thank you for watching. I will see you very soon with lesson number 11. Thank you so much. Bye bye.